Good morning, my circle. I'm coming to you a little bit earlier today. I am going to be sharing with you a peek into my inner world. I've decided that I'm going to share with you something that's very, very deep and profound that I didn't think I would. But I'm going to give you an idea as to how I see the world and how I process. And maybe you will resonate it and it will help you to be able to move on to that next level that you have waiting for you. Today is a 4 day. And as many of you already know, 4 is the number that's about structure, about foundation, about bringing all the pieces together to the puzzle, about being able to zoom out right away to see the aerial view of everything and to understand how everything works together. 4 is the number that's associated with personal coaching, with being able to translate for two different sides how the other operates, how the other works, how the other's mind ticks. It allows a person to translate for other people what's going on, so that they have a better understanding when it comes to two-way communication. So 4 is foundational, it is structural, it is a coaching number. You are able to see different points of view at the same time, and you are a builder. So today is one of those types of days. So as I said earlier, we're going to take a peek. This is a peek into my world, a peek into my inner world and how I process and where I am today. Hopefully this is going to help you. So basically the framework is that the chakras, all 7 of them, represent our body and our mind. So chakras 1, 2, and 3 are the chakras that are the lower vibrating chakras. Those are the chakras that are associated with survival mode, with our emotions, with our body, with our pain, with our feelings, okay? Then 5, 6, and 7 happens to be more associated with our spirit, with our mind, with our being able to observe things objectively. 4, which is right in the middle, as I described today being a 4 day, 4 has to do with being able to translate the body's feelings and emotions into higher levels of awareness and wisdom. And so it is this body-mind connection that allows you to grow and allows you to become more aware of what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and how you can translate those experiences, maybe their trauma, maybe their difficulties, how you translate that into wisdom, how you leverage that for growth. So that is the way that the body and the mind, or the body and the spirit, are connected. Lower chakras are the body, higher chakras are the mind, perceptions, translation of the emotions into higher levels of awareness and growth. Okay. In a download I had when I was meditating many months ago, I imagined that chakras 1 through 3 were sort of kind of like a very thick liquid that we're all sort of like wading through. So it is the first through 3 chakras, the first through third chakras, that connects us to the earth realm. They connect us to the earth realm. And so it's like we're wading through this morass of emotions. It's very thick, and it's very kind of like unctuous. And we're all wading through this. And this is how the body is connected to 3D. Each of the chakras actually corresponds to the dimension. So 3D, third chakra, it's all the same. So we're wading through this, and this is how we feel. These are our sensations. These are our 5 senses. This is how the body is connected to the earth. And as we wade through this from chakras 1 through 3, we are trying to interpret what it is we're feeling and trying to assign meaning to our feelings. And this is how growth happens. Now, the heart, the 4th chakra, is right above that. And that is kind of a clarifying area where we are able to take what we're feeling and move it to the higher realms. Chakras 5, 6, and 7. 5 being the throat chakra, 6 being the third eye, and 7 being the crown chakra, which is the gateway to infinite intelligence. So it is 5, 6, and 7 that allow us to view ourselves, to actually observe ourselves. So when you imagine yourself and you're looking at your body, it is actually you're engaging 5, 6, and 7 as an observer of your body, as an observer of what's going on. Is a more neutral, objective look at yourself. And is not until you become an individual that is sufficiently enlightened and awakened to see yourself as you're interacting with the world and make changes on the fly in real time. It's not until you get to that point till you're really able to grow and able to experience life in a way where it is like a video game. And you become more aware that experiences, people, events are being queued up for you to interact with so that you can learn some life lessons that you're meant to learn in this earth plane during this time. And so these lessons and experiences and people and energies are queued up based on the state of your spirit, the state of your mind. Let's describe that further. So what you're projecting out into the world is based on your inner state, is based on your heart. There is a scripture in the Bible that says, guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. Guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. Heart, being the fourth chakra, is a composite of where you stand in your inner state, what is happening to you in your inner world. And whatever state you're in, whatever the state of your heart is what you're projecting out, and that is the reality that you're experiencing. So your outer reality is based on your inner world and your inner state. That inner state is a composite of your emotions, your thoughts, your thoughts about those emotions, and listen carefully, it is also a composite of those thoughts and feelings of your inner circle, those people that you have trust relationships, those people that you have cords with that are active cords that you have based on your connections to your closest people, your closest circle. You are also sharing in a reality that you are co-creating with them. So this is why it's very important for you to be circumspect about the people that you bring into your heart, the people that you bring into your circle, the thoughts that you have about your experiences and your emotions, because those will create your inner reality. And it is from your inner state, your inner heart, your inner reality, that your external reality is projected. So that external reality that you're experiencing every day is based on the inner state of your heart. And that is based on your thoughts, your feelings, and the thoughts and feelings of those people that you have connections with, heart connections, soul connections, spirit connections, those people that you have trust relationships with. You have agreed upon a particular reality, an inner reality that is projected out into your world. And so there is going to be some common synchronicities and some common lessons that you, and I'm going to call it your soul tribe, are experiencing together. Does that make sense? Okay, now let's go a little bit further. Again, I'm giving you a peek into my world and a peek into some of the life hacks and how I live and how I process life. So the closer that people get to you, the closer they are in proximity to you, means that they are actually representative of energies and issues that are happening inside you. They're not just people, they are actually energies that you have projected out, and you're interacting with those energies so you can confirm whether or not the way that you feel and what you're thinking is really where you want to stay. So everyone you interact with on a daily basis, if there's people that are in your circle They are trying to show you what you actually are projecting out. They're showing you the state of your heart. And you get the opportunity on a daily basis to confirm to the universe, to the creator, to God, whether or not you're in agreement, whether or not you are in agreement with those energies. And so very, very important, again, that you are aware of what's going on the inside, because that's what you're projecting out. And the people that you are attracting, that you're resonating with, are merely energies that are reflective and resonant with what's in your heart. And you're interacting with yourself. And you're interacting with yourself in ways that allow you to make adjustments and changes as you need to. Okay? Now, the further out in your external reality you go and you see and you experience, that is the projected reality of the composite of everybody on the earth, everybody in the world, everybody who's ever been in the world. So your reality is framed by a composite reality that everybody shares, that has been passed down for millennia. So the fact that the sky is blue, the fact that the earth is round, the fact that grass is green, there are certain things and certain laws that we've all agreed upon for many, many thousands of years that are framing your unique reality. So again, the further you go out into the world, the further you see, those are realities that you don't necessarily directly affect or directly impact. But the closer you get to being in proximity to you and your aura, those that you interact with are directly related to what's happening inside you, because you are projecting those out. So the energies that you're interacting with on a daily basis have been queued up for you based on what you've projected out. So it is an opportunity for you to interact with yourself, interact with those energies that are inside you, and to learn lessons. So this is all like a video game, okay? So as you become more and more aware of how this works, as you become more and more aware that what you're experiencing, the people that you are interacting with, the situations, the events, as you become more and more aware that you are aware of how this works, then there are more synchronicities that happen. Then you're able to make adjustments and changes in real time in your life. Then you're able to kind of assert your mind and your focus in such a way that you can bring things into existence because of your level of awareness. This is what I call creation mode. So you move into creation mode when you maintain a certain level of awareness, a high level of awareness of how this is all playing out. When you are aware that you are actually responsible for the reality that you are interacting with on a daily basis, then you're able to become more powerful and more sovereign, and you can make changes in your life on the fly. Okay? So this is another thing. Okay? You want to understand that those interactions that you are having are interactions with your own energies that you are projecting out. Okay? All right? That's important. You are interacting with energies that you are drawing to yourself, interactions that are based on energies that are resonant with your energy. Because basically, the lessons that you're getting in life are based on your specific lessons that you're supposed to learn in this earth plane in this lifetime. And based on the state of your heart and the state of your spirit, you're going to attract to yourself certain lessons, certain people, certain energies that are going to allow you to learn and grow and develop, and are also going to challenge you to move to the next level. Okay? And they're going to challenge you to leverage the lessons and wisdom that you've amassed over the years that you've been here. That's what's happening. So again, the most important thing I want to say is that your experiences that you're having on a day-to-day basis are queued up for you. okay? Based on what you're focusing on, based on what's in your heart, based on what's in your spirit, based on what you're ruminating over, based on your thoughts about those emotions, you are going to interact with people and events and circumstances and situations that are resonant with what's going on the inside of you. And it's an opportunity for you to make changes, because what your closest circle is doing for you, these are people that you have trust relationships with, that you actually share a particular reality with based on the shared thoughts and shared emotions that you have. You are sharing a particular reality. What happens is that these closest people are shining onto you the blind spots that you can't see yourself. Your closest friends are allowing you to see areas in your psyche, in your emotional architecture that you can't see. So it's very important that you're curating those friendships, that you're curating those close trust relationships, so that you can be transparent and share with them and they can share with you, so that your interactions are going to really allow you to see parts of yourself that you otherwise aren't able to see. So we're learning a lot about ourselves from our closest friends. We're learning a lot about ourselves from those people that come in contact with us, that come into our aura, that come into our world. They're teaching us about ourselves. We think that there's separation, but there's not. We're all connected. And the reality that you're projecting out is based on the state of your heart, the state of your emotions and what you're ruminating over. That is what you're projecting out, and that becomes your external reality. So that scripture that I stated earlier that says, guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life, is kind of like the linchpin of your existence. Because what you experience and what you think about what you experience, that is your reality. Your thoughts about what you experience, your thoughts about what you're feeling creates your reality. And it is the state of affairs in your inner world. And that, as a composite, is what you're projecting out into the world. And that is what you're interacting with on a daily basis. You're interacting with an external representation of what's in your heart, of what you're really thinking about and what you're feeling, and you think about those feelings. That's what's happening. That's all that's happening. And as you are more and more consistently aware of that, as you consistently maintain that level of awareness of what's really happening in life, the synchronicities begin to add up. They pile on, and you become, your unconscious and your conscious begin to come together in a way that being awake and being asleep, they begin to come together. And I'm just telling you what's happening with me, and I'm telling you what's happening with a lot of other people that have made the decision to be students of life, to be diligent and fascinated about what's happening to themselves. And as you do that and you build that awareness, life becomes something really, really different compared to when you were in your 20s, 30s, 40s. And I when I say that, I'm going to correct myself, because I know there are a lot of people in these newer generations that are experiencing this sooner than some of us from the older generations, because they kind of come into this existence learning a little bit more, a little bit faster. They kind of get the downloads faster, because we're all moving forward at a much quicker pace right now. So what do I want to summarize? So basically what I covered is that, number one, everything that you see. Hey Chris, what's going on? How's it going? Good to see you here. Everything that you're experiencing in your life is based on what's inside you, is based on your inner world. So you are actually interacting in your external reality. You are interacting with what is in your heart. This is what you're projecting out into the world. All right? And the further out you go the further away from you is going to be a reality that is based on a composite of what the whole population of the earth from the beginning of time until now had co-created in terms of experiences, in terms of physics, in terms of laws. That frames your reality. But the closer you get to in proximity to you and your aura, uniquely you are projecting out that external reality, and you're interacting with the energies in your own heart, in your own spirit, the energies that are a composite of your perceptions, your emotions, and those of your closest circle. Hence, it's so important for you to curate carefully the people that you bring into your life, the people that you bring into your trust, the people that you bring into your confidence, because you are co-creating with them. Your soul tribe, your social complex, you are co-creating an external reality with them. That's why it's very, very important that you curate them and you pick them carefully. And that's why it's also very important that periodically you do a self-inventory of yourself and your friends, your closest circle, to determine whether or not they still represent who you are, to determine whether or not they still are relevant to where you are moving in your life, to determine whether or not they're still aligned with your purpose and your destiny. Your life is the priority. You are the star, the sun of your life. Other people, circumstances, energies are merely planets and celestial bodies that are orbiting around you. Okay? So I've said in a previous video, a previous live, that you are as important as the sun, because in fact you are a sun. You are as important as the sun, because in your life you are the sun. Okay? And when we look at ourselves and our bodies, and we look at the bodies of other humans, other earthlings, sometimes we forget that in other dimensions, this is not what we have. Like, things look very different in other dimensions. And so you are a sun. So the sun that we get to see every day, that shines on us and gives us life and does so many things that make life possible, this is what you do in your world. There is an infinity of realities. There is an infinity of possibilities. Okay? So there is an infinity of universes. You are a particular universe. As you're the sun, you are the main priority. You are the main emanation in your universe. And until you get to the point where you realize that you have the sovereign power to live a life of freedom and liberty and fulfillment and meaning and destiny based on your ability to engage in self-mastery, based on your ability to focus yourself so that your thoughts are aligned with where you want to go, so that you're not distracted and hijacked by trauma, distracted and hijacked by negative experiences that can take you in a loop, a death spiral that is hard to get out of if you stay in it for too long. Okay? So you have the power to make the life that is going to be very fulfilling for yourself. But it does entail doing the shadow work. It does entail going back and embracing and reconciling childhood trauma, reconciling challenges from the past, things that could keep you down and cause you to be in a perpetual state of depression. Those are the things that you must work on in order to live the type of life I'm talking about, and also to have a certain level of self-awareness where you are experiencing life as someone who is aware that you are aware of how this thing goes. Otherwise, you remain in survival mode. And survival mode literally is when you're only interacting with the first through the third chakra. When it's the first, second, and third, that's all you are about. When you're always focused on your trauma, focused on what someone has done wrong to you, focused on maybe what you've done wrong to others, focused on unforgiveness, focused on bitterness, focused on merely living from day to day. That is a very primitive life where you don't have the energy that's required to engage in creative process, to engage in actual objective observation of yourself, to be able to be over here and see yourself interacting with others and deciding whether or not you want to respond a particular way, as opposed to just being confined and constrained to a knee-jerk reaction, or just a reaction based on being triggered, and being triggered by an interaction that is reminiscent of a past trauma, of a past interaction that has nothing to do with that particular person you're interacting with, that has something to do with someone else at a different time in the past that you have not healed. And so you still are interacting with those old energies that you're keeping alive, you're breathing life into, because you're not healing them. And so when you push them down and you don't allow yourself to feel them and heal, when you think you're pushing them down and sweeping them under the rug, they're actually coming back to you in your external reality, poking their head into your reality, letting you know, we're still here. You have to interact with us. We're going to trigger you. We're going to come in the form of people and situations and drivers who are honking at you, and people that are picking fights with you. We're going to keep coming in the guise of these individuals and personalities until you deal with the trauma, so that you no longer are triggered, so that you can respond intelligently to interactions with these energies that are merely based on the energies that are happening in your inner world. So that is what I wanted to cover with you today. I wanted to give you a sneak peek into my world and how I process, and how life can be way more fascinating when you walk through it every day, knowing and anticipating that the interactions that you have are basically based on energies that are currently inside you, that you are ruminating over. And as you interact with those energies that are in the form and guise of people and situations, you are realizing that what you're doing is engaging in a very, very large scale video game. And it's very fascinating, and it makes life very exciting. And the synchronicities and being able to create what you want and realize that you're responsible for everything that's taking place in your world based on your inner world. You're responsible for everything that takes place that is in your external world based on what's happening in your inner world. That is sobering, but it's also very liberating. And I invite you to begin to see life from this new outlook, from this new point of view. So thank you all for joining. And for me, what I'm finding out is that I have decided that my new foundation is peace. So my life is it's built on a foundation of peace, and that peace is what allows me to go to that next level, and that next level is based on gratitude, and that's what my life is about, and it's very exciting. So there's the sneak peek into my life and into how I process. I hope it resonates with you, and I hope it allows you to be able to go deeper into your own self and to cultivate a closer relationship with yourself, and to gain a better and higher awareness of what's happening inside you and how you actually are creating your reality. Thank you so much for your time. Love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next time.